Thanks for giving me an opportunity to say a few words. And as Judy said, I am the former mayor of San Francisco. I was mayor up until January of this year. I served a few terms, and I was on our county board of supervisors and just got elected statewide as lieutenant governor, which, if you don't know what that is or what it means, I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm with you. But in essence, basically the vice president of the state is probably the easiest way to describe the role. But one of the great opportunities as lieutenant governor is I sit as chair of the State Lands Commission in California, which means I'm responsible for all state property, including 3 miles off the coast of California. And I serve on the Ocean Protection Council, and I have a very significant role in all our natural resources, our waterways, our lakes, everything to do with the beauty and the majesty that is this great state. I now have this remarkable capacity to have an influence in a meaningful way. But my point of saying that is not to impress, but impress upon you what Judy was saying, that all that doesn't really matter, because one thing I've discovered in life is the distinction between moral authority and formal authority. And I think the spirit of what Judy was just talking about is an incredibly important one. And the point is this: you don't need to be something or somebody to do something. You don't need to have a title to make a difference and make an impact. And I think back, and I'm sure a lot of you have studied some of these folks, but I think it's worth taking another look. You think of people like Gandhi, Dr. King, Nelson Mandela, folks like Václav Havel. You think about the peak of their influence, at the peak of their influence, and these are folks that had a profound impact on the world. They all shared two things in common. One, they had no formal authority. They weren't elected to any office. And two, jail time. And I say that just for the heck of it. I'm not encouraging you to go to jail. All the parents here are particularly concerned that I'm suggesting that. I'm not. What I'm suggesting is they used their moral authority, and they didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for someone else to say you can step up and step into the debate and have a big impact. And in so many ways, you think about it, Václav Havel eventually became president of Czechoslovakia, and of course Mandela of South Africa. You could argue that after they got formal authority, when they got into elected office, they actually were a little less influential than they were without that formal authority. So my point is, the point Judy's making, the point of this whole thing, don't wait. And recognize this, that the future's not just naturally somewhere in front of you, the future's inside of you. You've got to make it so. You've got to manifest that future. You've got to take action, which means at times you have to take risks, which means at times you have to make mistakes. And mistakes are a beautiful and glorious and wonderful thing, because as they say, they're a portal of discovery. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky said that, one of the most successful hockey players in history, the most, in fact. But it's absolutely true. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. The answer is no, unless you ask. You have to be willing to take those steps, and you have to be willing to make mistakes and have the extraordinary, glorious opportunity of learning from those mistakes. The most successful people in the world have that in common. They screwed up more often than the rest of us. So I'll close with Winston Churchill's important line. You all know who Winston Churchill is, right? Some of you. He said, the secret of all success is moving from failure to failure with enthusiasm. So enjoy that process and enjoy that discovery. Think in terms of sustainable values, not situational values. Think in terms of the impact you can have on others. Always be other people oriented. And remember, the spirit of this opportunity is the spirit of your empowerment. And that is remarkably empowering to see other people stand up and step in. And it has a remarkable capacity to give other people spines, and they tend to follow. So congratulations on all coming out here and being here, and for your obvious success in life, defined by the fact that you're here at this remarkably successful moment. Thank you.